What's up, everyone? It's your girl Tamara Ivy, and
Monica the Curvy Diva, host of Tea Time with Monica.
yes, thank you everyone for tuning in for a very special Facebook Live and podcast collaboration. This is our first ever, and of course, we had to do it during Women's History Month. Shout out to Monica of Tea Time with Monica. She's also known as Monica the Curvy Diva, and she reached out to Ashley Stewart for this very special collaboration project. I'm so proud of you, Monica. You are so amazing. Working with you
Thank
over the
you.
years, I've seen your progress, your growth in the community. You are doing an amazing job, and congratulations on Tea Time with Monica.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be working with Ashley Stewart. I've been a big fan of this brand for so many years, and you all have encouraged me throughout my career in the Plus community. And Tamara, you've always been an inspiration. So I am so excited about today for this
Thank you.
collaboration with Tea Time with Monica.
Yes, well, let everybody know a little bit about Monica before we get into the interview and where you're from.
Well, loves, I am from the DMV, representing all the plus community from the DMV. So, good evening, loves. And, as we continue to celebrate Women's History Month, Tea Time with Monica and Ashley Stewart, like we said, are collaborating for a special tea time chat with marketing manager of
Hmm.
customer acquisition, Tamara Ivy. So, you guys, my audience, if you
Oh,
don't know Tamara, I mean, you have to know her. She's amazing and does amazing things. The brand is so,
thank you.
so amazing. Thank you. Well, you guys, Ashley Stewart is an iconic brand for the plus size women. This brand offers fashionable clothing and encourages women to feel, empowered about their bodies.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Well, you know what, Monica, and I've seen you look fabulous throughout the years in Ashley Stewart. I want to give a special shout out to the way we met. First of all, was through the Curves Rock Curvy Weekend fashion show series that happened all throughout DMV. And what we would try to do is keep in touch with some of you women. And the reason why I want to give a special shout out, because it is Women's History Month. Even though she's one of the faces of the brand, this is Tea Time with Monica. So shout out to Adelia Ashley Stewart 2019 for her fabulous sparkly cups. She is a diva and a queen. It is tea time, so I made sure I got some water just to have tea time with you.
I love it. I
But
love it.
yes, Ashley Stewart 2019, Adelia Edwards. She brings out every and anything. Hit her up on Instagram and Facebook. And make sure you guys stay connected with us via text. It's Store Diva, excuse me, 28789. Text Store Diva to 28789 to find out the latest and the greatest with Ashley Stewart. Now, I think I'm ready to start the interview because I think everybody's ready to find out, what this collaboration is about and what we're going to talk about today, right?
Yes, I think they are. Let's do it.
All right. So, Monica, I'm going to start off for you and your audience. So, let's ask the Curvy Diva some questions. All right.
All right.
So,
Yes, let's get
Monica,
to
what
it.
inspired you to be, yes, what inspired you to become a plus size influencer in the community?
Well, when I began my career in the plus fashion community, I was told that the industry needed more than models. And that kind of stuck with me over the year. Everybody comes in like, I want to be a model. But after a while, I realized I had a different role to play in supporting and highlighting the plus community, doing through my platform. And so I
Hmm.
began hosting and doing media for various
Hmm.
events. And the work I did, the work I do helps highlight the models, the influencers, the brands, the events, event producers, and so on. And so I'm very
Hmm.
grateful, to have this opportunity to connect with so many inspirational people, in the plus fashion community. It's an amazing ride.
Yes. So, over the years, how have you been able to connect with Ashley Stewart?
Well,
What
as
was
we
your
were
connection?
Yes. So as we were speaking, like we connected through in the beginning of my career, I met the team in Baltimore, Maryland. And since then, we've crossed paths and I've interviewed the team and members of various, at the various events in the community. And
Yes, yes.
yes, two of my favorite moments though was the Love Your Curves tour. I loved that you all did that because so many women have trouble loving their curves,
Yes.
And I like that you all definitely promote that. And that stop in Maryland was amazing. There were so many women that came out, the team came out, and it was great to
Yes,
connect with you all. And then on the pink carpet at the first Finding Ashley finale, that was so
yes,
amazing. I mean, you guys put together an amazing show for, the women competing and just for the community, and to be able to do what I love so much and connect with people that I never thought I'd connect with was amazing. So I'm so happy
yes.
that, Ashley Stewart gave me that opportunity and gave the women in the community that opportunity.
Absolutely. Ashley Stewart is all about women empowerment and, motivating women to be their best self and live their best life possible. And, which is a great segue into the next question for you. What influenced you to start the Tea Time with Monica podcast?
So yeah, after doing so many events and doing the media, interviewing people, I realized I had a gift in connecting and with so many people and producing great interviews. And I wanted to expand my reach. Like, I love the plus community, but I knew I'm a plus size woman that wears great fashion, but I can connect with so many people. And so I decided to start the podcast and would provide my audience with good life tea. Everybody thinks the tea is gossipy, but no, we can have good life tea. So, the Tea Time with Monica mission
Right.
is to pour fruitful information and knowledge, personal and brand development, as well as uplifting words with that's the tea. And, we pour this into our listeners, and this invigorating tea is a blend of various topics and including self-care and social
Yes.
interaction, intellectual interaction, spiritual enlightenment, and financial growth. So you got to get that good life tea, you guys. Come on, Tea
I
Time
know
with
that's
Monica.
right. I know that's right. Um,
Yes.
so that's great because you started it recently. I know that, and we
Mhm.
we all know that the entire world was in a pandemic. So what did you or how did you stay sustainable during the pandemic?
Social media is
How
great.
did you connect? Yeah, how did you connect outside of the podcast? How did you connect with the plus community?
Well, social media is great, and Zoom and other platforms, StreamYard. People had so many virtual events, and I was able to connect with them. I went to so many different happy hours just to connect with people. Did fashion shows and things of that nature. I was, hosting a panel. I hosted a fundraiser, so it was. It's
Hmm.
amazing what the World Wide Web allows us to do. So it's fun to get dressed up because we
Right.
couldn't go out. So it was a reason to get
Yes.
dressed up and show, some fashion virtually. And so I was
Right.
able to, connect with people through a lot of social media. And I'm still doing that, as we try to get over this hump of being able to get back together in larger groups.
All right. I love it. Now, Monica, what words of encouragement would you have for our divas, our ladies, our queens, all of the women that are tuned in today, listening to you as a women and minority woman in business?
I love the quote, don't let your mind judge your body. Your mind can tell you anything, just make sure that you're telling yourself all the time that you're beautiful. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you should celebrate all of you, like
Hmm.
dance, move those curves. And, definitely make sure you dress up in some Ashley Stewart and look great. You guys got the good lingerie, the intimates, you got the loungewear.
Hey,
You
I
guys got it
love
all.
it.
So, so you could be lounging
Yes,
around the house looking cute. I've seen that loungewear on the website. Okay. Fabulous, fabulous. And
that's right. And we're getting
just
ready
because
to
you're
chat about
lounging,
that. Yes,
right. And then those people who can have use of a pool in the backyard or in their community during this time, get a bathing suit. Do what you got to do. Be fashionable
right.
and love you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Monica.
Yes,
And I'm
yes.
ready whenever you are.
Well, guys, we've got to flip this thing and we've got to ask Ashley Stewart some questions and get the tea from them for Tea Time with Monica. You ready, Tamara?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, for you all, how has Ashley Stewart, remained so influential throughout these years?
Wow. So we've been able to be so influential throughout the 30 years. It's 30 years this year. Hey,
Wow.
she's a
Hey, that's
millennial.
good. Yes.
Yes. So over the 30 years, we've been able to be sustainable by, partnering with our community of fabulous women, highlighting our everyday women in all of our fashion campaigns as much as possible. We want to be
Mm,
able to create a real life platform for her. And through that, the Love Your Curves tour, Finding Ashley Stewart, and all of our special campaigns, we want to show real and everyday women, the women who have supported Ashley Stewart over this
Yeah.
30 years and have believed in this brand. We know what it takes and what it took for a plus size woman to step out and be fabulous. And our plus size women, divas, queens, our
Yes.
sisters, the women of our plus community, she does it and wears it well, and she serves it the best. So we wanted to, over the years, just provide her with the best fashion, the best entertainment, the best things to do when she comes into the store. You guys know that sometimes when you go to Ashley Stewart store, you're in the store for at least 2 hours,
That's right.
trying on, talking to the store managers. Shout out to our brick and mortar, our store management team. If it wasn't for our store teams as well, our stores still wouldn't be standing because they are very strong. During the pandemic, we'll talk about that. We call them
Mhm.
Ashley Strong because they were the strongest field team that put so much endurance together to just stick
Mm.
together, work
Mhm.
together, and thrive together. So that's how, we've sustained throughout the years.
Definitely. And like I said, I've always loved what you all doing in the community because it's just that extra personal touch,
Thank
for the
you.
women that come in and shop Ashley Stewart and love the brand so much. And you're right, we stay in there for hours, honey. You got to get the
Uh-huh.
full outfit, you got to get the jewelry, you got to get the intimate and good
Yes,
shapewear
yes,
here and there. So I can
absolutely.
understand them 2 hours because I've been in there for 2 hours myself, just looking at everything and trying on things.
Yes,
It just feels good to do that. And it's great that you guys
exactly.
that Ashley Stewart has such a strong, store brick and mortar and store team, but also, at the corporate level, you all backing them and being such a strong unit. It's amazing
Yes,
what you all
thank you.
do. Yeah. So what's
Thank
new
you.
with Ashley Stewart fashion?
Yeah, well, our collections, we turn fashions every season, every
Mm-hmm.
day rather. Um, and we're gearing up right now for Easter, Mother's Day, and summer. So we want to make sure our spring collection is, encompassed of Easter and also spring break and also Mother's Day. So we're gearing up for some huge, heavy hits, some great fashions, great models, some great things that you're going to see out there. Shout out to all of our models and everyday women again that obviously you will see in some of the campaigns, and that's what we really love about our marketing is that we want to be able to partner with women that you guys relate to and make things real and attainable to you all. Also with our fashions, we're coming up with new and fun ways to connect with you all digitally. So,
Mm.
we want to make sure we get everything to you fast. The pandemic has taught us a lot. So we have some great things that we're
Mm-hmm.
launching. We did launch our stylist program where you're
Yes.
able to call a store that has a stylist, a visual stylist program available to you where you can set
Ooh.
up an appointment, go in your favorite store, shop. They can also shop via the iPad, hold up the items like FaceTime. But we wanted to make everything digital. The pandemic has taught us a lot. And
Yeah.
our store teams have connected very closely with our customers that way.
Well, I love all that you are doing, like making sure that you include everyone, those who are,
Yes.
able to go in the store, those who can't. I love that
Yep.
we, like you said, you got Easter and Mother's Day coming up, and we still want to look great for, people who can gather in small groups. I think that's amazing. I can't wait to
Yes.
see what y'all come up with because it's gonna be fabulous. It's gonna be stylish. I
Yes.
know people are
Thank
gonna
you.
slay. Yeah. So
Yes.
how how has the brand stayed connected with consumers during the pandemic? Besides just doing,
Hmm.
with the store involvement, how have you guys stayed
Hmm.
connected?
Yeah, so during the pandemic, we created our at-home interview series where we highlighted successful women and, the faces of Ashley Stewart, all of our Finding
Mhm.
Ashley Stewart winners in past, Teresa Larson Royals, Tiffany Flamer, Adelia Edwards, Kenji Smith, Kianga Peterson. We also had our pastor on there, and some other women. And I will say that, the at-home series was a great way to connect and highlight women that we work with every day. And these are the women that are also part of our success and our future successes. So we wanted to create an at-home series where we not just talk to these women, but they
Mm-hmm.
created an influential space where they showed how they were wearing Ashley on Zoom and creating new ways of life for themselves with their audience. We also provided pandemic friendly wear for the everyday essential woman, whether she
Yeah.
had to work from home or go into the office, or into her job. We created so many great at home looks, loungewear looks, athleisure looks for her. So that way it wasn't about just going into work and being dressed up and things like that. We wanted her to feel comfortable and to know that we were supporting her every move. We also we launched, like, again, we launched that fashion digital stylist program, and we have more coming in the digital space area, and we cannot wait to share. Obviously we can't share everything, but we will be able to share some things with you all. We just dropped hot fashion throughout the whole pandemic, and we also hit Forbes magazine with
Yes.
our Fila campaign that we're bringing back out. So shout out to Fila, Forbes, everyone. My girl D, Darnell, you guys know how we was holding it down during the pandemic. We had a great time, but now it's time to really, soar once things get back to normal at some point. We want to help that girl get to that place.
Yeah. I love everything that you've done to stay connected. Like you said, even though you have the fashion, you did so much more with like still introducing the faces of
Yeah,
Ashley Stewart,
thank
and
you.
finding Ashley and
Hmm.
continuously dropping fashion and having the mask, the athleisure.
Thank you.
Amazing. Just
Hmm.
it's good to connect with people, but make sure you're hitting them where they need to be. So, did you all have
Yes,
did
yes.
Ashley Stewart face any challenges during the pandemic, and how did you all overcome that?
Yeah, so pretty much, we watched the world go through a pandemic as well. We were obviously part of that. We did face some challenges, but we got over it as a team. We called our customers daily to ensure that they were okay. Some of them we didn't hear from, so we were really concerned, and we reached out to them to let them know it's not about a sale; it's about seeing how you guys are doing. And because we already have built that relationship with our customers over 20 something plus years, we were able to call her directly, and let her know that we were there for her and we were safe. And whenever she's ready to come back, we are here. Um, we also made sure our stores were okay. We held daily calls just to touch base, see how everyone was doing, give them time to talk and download, what was going on with their family and friends, how
Mhm.
they were coping. And then we also had Zumba classes where, we wanted to keep our teams moving. Of course, I taught the classes. So it was fun, and our
Yeah.
team, it was just something to keep us moving and keep us going, and just enjoying each other and just staying positive and just keeping our minds going. And it worked. And we're here thriving today.
Yeah, I love that just became a support system for people. And I know the Zumba classes, they're
Hmm.
fun. Zumba's a great way to keep moving and just get your mind off of
Yes.
what's going on. And people definitely needed that
Yes.
during this time. So I think,
Yes,
that was
they
a great
did.
way. Yeah. So
Thank you.
what advice would you give to any, woman who's having a difficult time with their body image right now?
Yes. What I would say to a woman that's having a difficult time right now with her body, is, sis, listen, you have to stay true to yourself. Okay.
Mhm.
If you're true to yourself, you will never have a point to prove to anyone else because you're in competition with yourself. So staying true to yourself is just the best and honest way to be. And any positive energy from that will resonate and come through and exude through you. So that way you won't feel, any negative energy, you won't feel any form of depression, and you just won't feel any negative cloud over you. If you're true to yourself, everything will prevail and you will succeed.
Yeah, now that's the tea right there. That is all the good tea right there. I love it. I love it. I mean, we've
Yes,
spilled so
thank
much good
you.
tea about the Ashley Stewart brand, about tea time with Monica, but I think the advice to women that we're giving is great because, like you said, staying true to yourself and, like I said, loving your body and your curves. That's what makes
Hmm.
it And when you're putting on that good fashionable outfit from Ashley Stewart, that makes you feel so
Yes.
much better.
Yes, it does. Oh my God. Well, this was such a great interview. Monica, I hope your podcast audience loved it. I know our Facebook audience loved it. We want to thank everyone for coming out and watching a very special Women's History Month Facebook Live with none other than Monica, the Curvy Diva of Tea Time with Monica. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Monica, did you want to say anything to your podcast audience?
Thank you so much, loves, for tuning in. And definitely thank you to you, Tamara, and the Ashley Stewart team. Thank you for having, a
You're
special episode of
welcome.
Tea Time with Monica and sharing this good tea with us today. Audience, make sure you are checking out Ashley Stewart. If you got to run this back and get all that information, please do. Love this brand up, show them some love, and show us how you're wearing your Ashley Stewart.
Yes, I love it. Make sure you tag at by Ashley Stewart on Instagram. Use the hashtag Ashley Stewart and make sure you let everybody know that you're the neighborhood gone global. And this is your favorite Ashley TV episode signing off.
Yes. Bye, loves.
Bye.